Khedekar, and I'm alumni of our very own college, KIT's College of Engineering, Kolhapur. Batch 2022, and I am graduate in mechanical engineering, the very same department from which your former president Aniket Varke is from, and he's also my co-founder at Zelda Tech Innovations Private Limited. To talk about little more bit of me. Since I graduated in 2022, I stumbled upon the fact that I don't want to do any job anywhere. So either I was left with the choice of either to set up on the journey of my own or to do masters or MTech in India. Typically, I wanted to do MTech in IIT, so I started preparing for GATE. And then somehow serendipity happened, and I stumbled upon Aniket, and he was at the time overall coordinator of ESET. So he and I started to talk about how we could take our relation as an entrepreneurs to actual journey, and that is how we came upon our startup. And yeah, currently we are working right here only. So yeah, this is a talk about ESET. So without wasting time, I want to talk to you guys about what an entrepreneur is, how an entrepreneur should think about being an entrepreneur, how he should start his journey towards forming startup, and what the role of ESET in this all purview of paradigm is for an entrepreneur to help him establish the journey of his entrepreneurship. Right. So I guess this is our tagline of the committee: grab that opportunity, be your own boss. And I like this statement very much: be your own boss. And I think this statement is very much up to mark that an entrepreneur is a boss of his own, and that is particularly why I also set myself onto this journey of being an entrepreneur, because I could get to be a boss of my own. But this is not true in the sense that you only get to be a boss because you wanted to be a boss, but there are a lot of things that could go wrong and you have to blame for yourself. So there are a lot of steps that might make you regret that you wanted to be your own boss. Anyway, so fly with confidence and make those high limits accounts. I think this is self-explanatory, and every entrepreneur should crave for such statement. Okay, next. Okay, so what is an entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is living few years of your life like no one does, so that the rest of your life, because of the things that you have worked on and got success and got succeeded enough, that you get the rest to live your rest of your life like no one else. Like, this is the definition. I wouldn't think of entrepreneurship as this way, but it is certainly in some sense close to what an entrepreneurship is, because think about what value you are adding to a society, and think about what in general a mind or perspective of a human being is, to envy what others are doing and what others are outputting into society, not in a bad way, but in a good manner. If you are able to output in a much more elegant way into the society, by being an entrepreneur, you certainly get to live what others cannot. Next. Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is an individual who creates businesses. He bears most of the risks and enjoys most of the rewards. So this is also self-explanatory, as the saying goes: a high risk, high rewards, right? So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be a risky person, and because that is what gets you the most rewards out of it, right? So you know the examples of great entrepreneurs, and Shark Tank India has made most of these entrepreneurs be famous and known to all of this world. So I don't have to go through this next. Okay, so here we are talking about what is the difference between business and startup. Now, typically what industry has prevailed throughout the history is traditional business, and this entire perspective of world is changing towards startups. Now, you have to understand what is the difference between startup and a business, so that you get to know that what is your role into establishing these current entities which are called startups. So I wouldn't say this picture misleading, but it is a little bit skewed. But let me walk you through what this image is all about. So for looking at the commonalities of this image, business and startup both start with same inputs, but the output you see at the bottom are different. So a startup is selling at 50 rupees and business is selling at 20 rupees. Now I don't want you to take something wrong out of it, that you have to make more profits as a startup, but the key core point highlighting here is that you make most out of what you have in a startup rather than in particular traditional business, so that you get to output a value which is far more in greater sense than what a traditional business offers. That is what you have to take through this, and that is what a key difference is, I think, in startup. Other than startups are meant to scale up fastly as compared to a traditional business. Other than that, as this picture is saying out loud, that what is important in startup is that you offer more value to the customer by providing the solution that the traditional businesses lack. Okay, next. So, talking about the process of startup development, as respecting the time limit that I have, I will quickly walk you through how you would go on establishing an entity of your own or a journey of your own, namely startups. First of all, you have to think about the problem that you are fascinated about, right? In this society where problems prevail in predominant ways, you have to think what are the problems that you can address with uniqueness of your solution, and you have to be passionate about that solution. You can't go on solving any problem that you are not passionate about. So first of all, you have to think about what you are passionate about, think about the problem, think about the solution, define your idea. Then you have to set on to establishing legal entities for startups. Now this could include establishing private limited LLPs, sole proprietorship. There are a lot of options available there. So after forming these legal entities, you can apply for Startup India's scheme certificate, which government approves you so that you can avail the lot of facilities that are there by the government provided to the startups. So this is a general startup process forming, and it's common to many of the traditional businesses as well. But the key differentiator from having a company, traditional company established and having a startup established is that earlier, as I said, is the value that you add. And for that value, you get to set some different remarks or different bars that you have to score in order to get your startup lit up. Okay. So next. Okay. So this is a little bit about Institution Innovation Council. Ministry of Education established MOU's Innovation Cell. It has encouraged creation of Institution Innovation Council in higher education, selected higher education institutes. Next. Okay, so this is pretty much the milestone of what this council has been able to achieve. Now it has established incubation center in our very own college, which is under KIT, expressed as KITE, in 2019. Then it has been crucial in formulating institutional innovation and startup policy 2021. That is very recent. We formed IIC KITCoEK and received 4 stars 2021. Participating in IR 2021 received recognition as best performance. That is to be taken as a prideful thing. Sanctioned AICTE Idea Lab in 2021. AICTE Idea Lab, as you are more familiar with, it is a way for you to develop your ideas and turn into prototypes. Then there are others like sanctioned Nidhi ITB in 2022. So this is basically a fund that is allocated by the government to the incubated startups that are incubated under KITE. And then recognition of MSME as a business incubator. Okay, talking more about AICTE Idea Lab, which I just mentioned. So if you have any particular idea in your mind, and if you want to set up a product out of it and turn into reality, you have AICTE Idea Lab, under which you get to utilize various machineries of advanced technology, as we speak of Industry 4.0, digital scanning, 3D printing. Even you can make electronic circuit boards. So we have PCB maker machine. So there are a lot of industrial grade machineries that you can use to make your ideas come to reality. Then there is training in critical thinking, problem solving. So these are all the perks that AICTE Idea Lab offers you if you want to get interested into making your ideas turn to reality. So as I also spoke about incubation center, which is KITE, which is for development of entrepreneurship and nurturing technology startups. So as the name suggests, incubation is for startup people who want to lift up their ideas, make it into reality as a startup, and to avail some different opportunities such as funds available from government so that they can scale up easily. So they have this opportunity of getting enrolled into incubation and make their dreams come to reality. So these are some registered startups of under KITE. Next. Next. Okay, so until now I have spoken about what an entrepreneur is or how a journey of an entrepreneur should be. Now let's see how the ECL KITCoEK should play its major role in making your success or into the startup world a major part of your life. Okay, so next about ECL KITCoEK. So it is a student-led organization, and it is one of the, I would say, prestige committee in our college, because it is by the students for the students. And let me emphasize on this point, because if ECL is doing some work and it has been able to convert people into having their lives turned into startup world, the person who is getting converted has to also respond in a way that ECL gets benefited. So it's one-to-one correspondence between both of them. If one of them fails, both of them are failed. Right. So it is student-led organization by the students for the students. It helps you to identify an entrepreneur in you, and encourage students to start their own enterprise in future. Now, if ECL is identifying an entrepreneur within you and helping you to let it out, and you are not starting an enterprise in future of your own, then there is nothing, no point there left. Because if you are an entrepreneur, you have to utilize what you have, and you should start an enterprise in future, and that is where ECL KITCoEK comes in, so that they can help you form these entities. So this is the journey so far. So back in 2008, EDCell was founded around very own institute, which was later converted, renamed as ECL KITCoEK in 2018. Now this is the very year that I was freshman at this college, so first year of my college, and that is exactly when I got introduced to this committee. At that time, Satyam, I think he was the one who conceived this idea of changing the name to the ECL. He was also a guide and as a kind of mentor to me. I was not that close to him, but I got to introduce to this committee by him only, and this was back in 2018. So I got exposed to this committee in my very first year, and then these are some national level competition. Unicus is held by the team of ECL in 2018. Then 2019 was a somewhat special year for people, because right after converting from 2018, just after 1 year, we were able to secure first runner-up at NEC, which is National Entrepreneurship Challenge, which is held at IIT Bombay. I was fortunate enough to be asked by Satyam to join to ECL this challenge at IIT Bombay, but due to some unwanted reasons, I couldn't join this amazing journey. But later I regretted, because they secured first runner-up rank in this challenge. And I think there are 750 plus ECL committees and industries that are participating in this challenge, and out of that, we were able to get the second prize, right? So after just 2019, all that work paid off into forming the foundation of KITE, which is incubation center that I just spoke about. I would say that ECL is the reason why KITE incubation exists, because of the work these people have put in into bringing out the entrepreneurs put them forward, and this success of winning this competition also led people of KIT to think to establish a proper incubation center, and that led to the foundation of KITE incubation. Another milestone here is national level competition, and there are some other competitions that are wonderfully being handled by the team of ECL. Okay, so coming to the broad vision under which ECL operates is to develop an entrepreneurial ecosystem at a campus, so that various upcoming areas of technological entrepreneurship are exposed. So if a student wants to get into entrepreneurship, right now there is no exposure. Like how he would get into this stuff, regardless of what he knows and regardless of what he is interested. that is the vision that ECEL serves under, because an ecosystem is something that helps you prevail in unwanted circumstances. So, if ECEL is having vision of establishing an ecosystem where you are exposed to the technological entrepreneurship opportunities, then only you are able to get into entrepreneurship stuff. And this is the broad vision that ECEL serves under. The mission is to develop an effective interface between various industries, various incubators, as well as some startups that are around this ecosystem, and so that you could be helped with promoting and nurturing the innovative ideas to develop commercialization of science and technology in the institution for mutual benefits. So this is also important part, because you have to be able to be exposed in certain ways to industry as well. Because what are the problems in industries, and what are other startups doing, what are incubators expecting out of your startups. So these are all kinds of stuff that you need to be exposed in order for your startup to be succeeded. And that's why I think that is what the mission of ECEL has been throughout these years. And coming to the objectives, to create awareness about entrepreneurship as an alternate career option. This is where I would like to bring in some of my thoughts. Because I decided to start off my own journey of entrepreneurship, I wasn't that much into job, and I wasn't even looking at entrepreneurship as a profession to look at. And I think it is not a profession, to be honest, because you are going through a lot of stages where you are confused that what I am doing myself only. And this is what being an entrepreneur is. And a lot of people mislead entrepreneurship as some sort of a commercial corporate job that one looks as if they are Bollywood stars. It's not at all like that. So you have to think of entrepreneurship as a different career that you have to pursue yourself, thrive for it, do some things that do not scale, which is very important, and look at it from a perspective that okay, I'm getting something out of the process, not out of the result, and not think of it as some career option. Okay. Then the other objective is to conduct various workshops, speaker session, encourage college students to start their own enterprise. As you all know that getting started is one thing, but getting motivated to start the venture of your own is very much crucial and very much hard. And this is where I think ECEL has been prevalent in conveying this message of yes, that we support entrepreneurs through our events, because there are some people who have succeeded at startup, who have led their journey, who have their horrific past, who have their hindrances in some sort, and they have overcome it and they have sought success. So by inviting these people, by conducting some workshops, speaker session, ECEL has been crucial in conveying to people that yes, entrepreneurship can be something that you should look for. Then developing self-esteem among young entrepreneurs, definitely this is the case that ECEL does its job very well at. Because I myself was having a little bit of confusion that what I should be doing after graduation. I don't want to do job. Even if I'm going to start my startup, how I would be doing that? Like co-founders are necessary. You have to have someone supporting you and your ideas. So these are a lot of leading terms that pulls you back, and this is some of the tailwinds and headwinds that one entrepreneur goes through while establishing or embarking on his journey. And developing self-esteem is, I think, the most important part of being an entrepreneur. Next. So composition of ECEL. So we have ECEL faculty coordinator who sits at the top, has a bird's eye view of what people are, his or her students are doing. Then innovation ambassadors are there, who are I think student-led people who are sort of front face of innovative ideas from the ECEL side. Then there is an ECEL student coordinator, president, and the core team acts under him and the departmental teams. And these are some of the numbers. Next. Okay. So after saying all this, I don't think that there is a need to explain why do we even need ECEL in our college. Basically, to promote spirit of entrepreneurship among college students. Just as I said, for building self-esteem, you have to have spirit as well. You have to have that vision. You have to have that kick pushing you forward from all these difficulties that you go through. So this is where the crucialness of ESEL is, and that is why we need ESEL. Okay, next. Okay, why to be a part of ESEL KITCoEK? Opportunities to identify an entrepreneur in you. Even if you know that this is what I want to do, you can be way miles off than if you find yourself in the future that this is what I wanted to become, and this is what I have been doing, and this is what I will become. These are many stages of life that change throughout years. So if you want to find that yes, I do really want to become an entrepreneur, you have to conglomerate and sort out those intrusive thoughts and help that yes, identify yourself as an entrepreneur. And this is where you can, by being a part of ESEL KITCoEK, yes, I can become an entrepreneur. Then it helps building a good networks. Obviously, you are calling a lot of people from a lot of successful backgrounds, failure backgrounds. You get to connect with those people. So this is where the platform has its advantages. Learn to manage huge events. This is also self-explanatory. Develop leadership and professional qualities. Platform to enhance your soft skills. All these stuff an entrepreneur must have. And by being a part of a committee, like we said, you get to do it for free. You don't have to participate in events. Now just because you are participating and not being a part of ESEL, you are not missing out anything. But being a part of ESEL gives you that added advantage of you being the host of the event itself, as well as the learner of the event itself. Next. So these are some past programs. I think while I was actively involved in ESEL, I was just there for 2 years because of the COVID and the online situation hit. I was unfortunate to continue through that journey. But these were some of the events. I haven't participated in any of these, but I have been definitely part of these events by conducting them. And this is where the other part comes in, that you have to be a part of something so that you can enjoy this process, right? So next. So these are some events. Next. Instagram series. These are some informative series that you can follow along on Instagram. Yes. Next. These are some visits from the committee. Next events. Next. So as I talked about secured second rank. So this is the big. There are a lot of familiar faces amongst them. That is Gade sir and Vidula Master madam. There is Satyam right behind them, and I know few of these my colleagues as well who are senior to me. So among 50 engineering and management colleges, we were the second rank. So this is really something to take pride in. Next. So these are some initiatives, and right in first year, so we have campus ambassador internship program and the class representative program. So very first year, I was my class representative, and I would go on encouraging my classmates to participate, even though they were not that interested, but I would let them encourage to get into these events. Next. So these are some collaborations. Next. This is our wonderful team, and what I want to emphasize here in this picture is that 2 of the leading front faces, I would say the frontier of the ESEL, are female. So I hope to see more female members to be the frontier of this wonderful committee that has, and in general, being an entrepreneur for women. Yes. Next. So this is core team. You will go through these people as you become part of them, and you enjoy the events that they conduct. So next. And these are the various domains that you can get exposed to in the world of startup if you are looking to be an entrepreneur and if you are looking to form an entity. So these are all film and media, graphics, technical, all those technology domains that you can get exposed to through this ESEL. Yes. So okay, so I hope I was able to convince you that entrepreneurship is a process, it's not an destination, and hope to see you set on your own journey of being an entrepreneur. And thank you.